Greetings. Once again, good Wednesday morning. I know, 3 videos in a row. But it's just one of those situations where I really can't help myself. If you're new to my channel, I normally do a preamble. I talk about it, the time and the date. It's Wednesday morning, April 27th, third decade of the 21st century. Let's look at what we're talking about in the mainstream versus what people predicted we'd be doing. And then I talk about why I made this channel. I'm gonna forego all that right now because I'm gonna try to make this as short, sweet, and simple as possible. I put this video out as a bit of a challenge, question, all of the above. From where I sit, all right, and from where I receive, process, and interpret information, and then deal with said information, what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm interpreting is a tremendous amount of consistent hypocrisy from those who are left of center. And here's why I say that. I've got no less than 2 lovely individuals that take the time to watch my videos and take the time to respond, and without having fully identified it and slapped the table, it is my guesstimation that these 2 lovely individuals are left of center, based on the metric that I am right of center. So if anybody else watches this, fantastic. If it's just my 2 lovely subscribers, Miss Stace and Miss Sheila, it is what it is. Can anybody else identify the consistent and tremendous amount of hypocrisy on the left? And I'll give you an example. Elon Musk is apparently buying Twitter, and his sole point of contention is free speech. Anybody and everybody, say what you want. Hurt feelings, don't hurt feelings, say what you want. I mean, within certain guidelines, I think, it's okay, everybody, we're going to meet up here and we're going to kill, destroy. I think there's some common sense restrictions, but Twitter has long been a bastion for left-leaning people, whether that's fascist, socialistic, communistic, whatever the case it may be. Twitter has been a bastion for people on the left, and as a result of which, they have straight out banned or censored people that are right of center. Where Elon is like, no, I don't care right, left, center, up, down, backwards, forwards. Everybody should be free and clear to say what they want to say. You don't like it? Move on. That's another thing that blows my mind. If you're currently not enjoying anything I'm saying, if you're belligerently offended, if it's whatever, if it's just like, oh my God, I can't take this, change the channel. Hit pause. Close your browser. It's ungodly that simple. But to stick around and subject yourself to more stuff that you're not going to like is insane. But I digress. I'm always fascinated. So equally and opposite, I'm curious if in your own hearts and minds, if in your belief system, you believe the exact same thing. The scales are equally balanced. The left is hypocritical and the right is hypocritical. I sincerely don't know. As a right-leaning person, my bias says no, the right is nowhere near as hypocritical as the left. But equally and opposite, while you may cherry pick certain examples to prove the right is hypocritical, I feel as though in my own belief system there are way too many examples of the left being hypocritical. And this starts to dip the toe into the waters of many different topics. I've often made the case that certain people are single-issue voters. And while they're not full-fledged Republicans, full-fledged Democrats, full-fledged conservatives, full-fledged liberals, if there's one particular issue that's very near and dear to their heart and only one side is supporting it, then that is the side they are on. That's where they pitch their tent. That's the camp they take up. And I'm like, does it have to be that simple? Does it have to be that dedicated? So I often wonder, especially for my 2 favorite ladies, are you truly hard left? Are you truly on the left? Are you truly in love with MSNBC, CNN, Samantha Bee and Trevor Noah and everybody, Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert and everybody on the left, because in some way, shape, or form, whether it's one thing, two things, or three things, they support certain things that you're in favor of. I'll be honest, I have a very, very difficult time watching Fox News because it's leaning heavily to the right, where I don't find them to be as objective. I think certain people on Fox are a little more centered than others, but if you put a gun to my head, I'll watch Fox News over anything else. I prefer the BBC or, tragically, even Al Jazeera, because they're pretty much down the line. It is what it is. There's no fluffing. It is what it is. But if I had to choose, gun to my head, CNN or Fox, I'd go with Fox because I find it to be the least offensive. But I wonder if you see the same hypocrisy I see, if you feel the same hypocrisy I feel. And then my other point of concern that I'm making, and yeah, this video may be very short, is aside from the hypocrisy, I've also made videos where I've commented on social trends, and I've commented on how there's usually a very legitimate origin story for something that becomes a popular trend, and whether it's hashtag Me Too or whatever the case may be. And what happens is, because it turns popular, because it becomes trendy, hashtagable, or whatever the appropriate colloquial phrase is, it dilutes and it pollutes and it distorts the original purity. I'll give you a beautiful example. Right now, Johnny Depp is in court defending his point of view, which is Amber Heard made specific allegations against him and his character as a person that detrimentally affected him. They were already divorced. They had settled out of court. He gave her like $7 million. Not that she needed it. And don't get me wrong, Amber Heard is gorgeous. You know, if she sits there quietly and says nothing and does nothing, she is gorgeous. But Johnny Depp has an overwhelming amount of evidence that she was terrifically abusive. Okay? So, whether you agree or disagree, let's just try to focus on the face value of this. Okay? Hypothetically, what if the female abuse towards men becomes a trending topic because Johnny Depp is legitimately a victim of being abused by Amber Heard, where it also comes out that the overwhelming majority of men who find themselves in abusive relationships do not report due to the potential emasculation, potential delegitimization that Amber Heard even spoke of, and it's recorded. I can't believe the amount of evidence there is. My concern is this men being abused concept is going to become a trendy, popular subject. It's going to become hashtagable, and it's going to become like hashtag Me Too, believe all men, or, you know, it's going to pollute and dilute the original purity of the source. All right, and I think that happens with just about everything. All right, pick a topic, and I think that's what happens. Once it becomes trendy, it becomes sociable, it becomes popular, it gets diluted, it gets polluted, and it loses the original purity, and what it really takes away from is legitimate victims. When everybody wants to be a victim, when everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, it takes away from the original purity and the original people it was intended to serve. So there you have it, less than 10 minutes. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the hypocrisy. Let me know what you think about, you know, dilution and pollution and the purity of original terms. Just let me know what you think. All right. If you get involved, I do appreciate it. I don't care if you subscribe. I don't care if you hit the notification bell. I don't care if you like or dislike. I just care to have the discourse. You're awesome.